Why ain't it working?
Hi, so welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So I'm Nene, and today I have Reese and Jerome with me. All right, and so we will be doing a recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 4, episode 38. All right, and so I guess we'll just go ahead and jump in with Monique and Derek. All right, so we see Derek, he's still with his brothers, and he's trying to explain to them, which I feel like he's already explained this to them, but it's like they're not getting it. Where he's saying that he really cares about Monique because Monique was there for him when his family was not. And he said this to his brother's face and was like, she was there when y'all weren't taking phone calls, when blah, blah, blah was going on. She was there for me. And, he's just trying to let his brother know that he's really feeling her and this is his woman. And so the brother says something that I didn't particularly care for. He was like, because Derek had said, when you meet her, you're probably going to like her. And he was like, we don't do BBWs. I'm like, I need you to explain yourself, brother. What do you mean? You don't have any overweight friends? You don't date overweight women? Like, oh, I need some explaining behind that. I need to know more about that. All right. So then Derek pulls out his tablet and he starts showing his brother, which I felt like didn't help the situation, starts showing him videos and pictures of like that correctional officer and I guess other women he's been talking to. He said this is his secret tablet or whatever that has stuff on there that Monique doesn't know about. So then we see his sisters arrive and they start talking trash about Monique. So it's just a revolving thing today on that episode. They just kept talking trash about Monique. And so they actually end up getting in the car and they go to whatever the secret location they were telling Derek they were going to take him to. Well, they actually end up taking him to the graveyard so they can go visit their mom's grave. All right. And so he tells his sisters, his siblings, let me say it like that, his siblings, that they are going to meet Monique the next day. And he's like, so I want you to be nice. And the sister's like, I'll be nice if you tell me to be nice. I'm like, he's been telling you to be nice. And so I guess the next episode, we're going to end up seeing that. But the last thing that happened in the episode with them was she overheard a conversation between Derek and his PO. And he told his PO that in the past he's used heroin, marijuana, and cocaine, I believe. I know it was 3 drugs. And so Monique asked him about it after he got off the phone. She was like, what's going on? Because from my understanding, you were just dealing, you weren't using. So, she was taken aback by that. He gave his explanation of, yeah, he had to taste this product from time to time or whatever. And so, yeah, so I want to know your thoughts on it. Anybody want to go?
I'll go. Um, well, first of all, I I mean, I feel like he could have let her know, like, hey, I'm gonna go. Well, I guess he didn't because she would have tripped. So maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I think he was wrong for not letting her know after being gone like the entire day when he just said he was going to run like a couple quick errands last episode. Then it turns out he was gone like 8 hours. I feel like just because I mean they were getting chased the other day. She don't really know who was doing it, so just out of concern for his safety, I know some of it too was probably not trusting him too, but like just giving her one fuzzy that he's okay at least. But then again, I don't know because then she would have been like, you should have told me you're going, so we could have planned to go together or whatever. Um, but I mean, in his defense, like his brothers and them showed up. I don't know if he invited them because how would they know he was there? But I don't know if he expected to go with them though, or if he just wanted them to come meet up with him so he could see him. But I thought it was cool they went and seen the mom and did it together as a family. Like I did actually like that. Um, what I didn't like you said, I didn't like the way the brothers was acting. And then the one who had the most to say, it seemed like he just was flip flopping a lot. Like he was like, I'm not in the BBWs or I'm not this, I'm not that. I don't want to meet her. She's gonna tear apart the family. Then when the sisters and them were saying that thing, they were like, well, he was like, well, we haven't even met her. We don't know. So it's
Yeah.
like, what is it? Do you want to be on Derek's side and be that sibling that's gonna just go with it, or are you against it? Because to me, he was being real flip floppy and wishy washy. The taller one was just quiet. I don't know. I don't know his opinion. He didn't say much. Um, And then the other thing that kind of threw me off was old girl's outfit. The the
The transgender
trans sister.
sister.
Yeah, the transgender sister. She like, I mean, who wears that in the daytime period? Like that was like some either like club outfit, um beach wear. You know, it varied. Beach wear, club
Right.
outfit, strip club, you know, whatever. But it, to me, it wasn't what you gonna come show up to go to see your mom's gravesite. Like that was to me like that's one of the things I'm like, man, I don't know what it is about that just trying too hard type thing, or maybe having like work done on the body and just showing it off for no reason. Like you could wear cute clothes and still see that you got, you know, a body. So like that one to me, I don't know, that wasn't necessary. That outfit threw me off. I was like, what in the world is that? But that's, I mean, oh, and then when he got home, I guess, you know, obviously he came in, Monique was already asleep. And then that next morning, I really felt like Monique, I guess I give her props for handling it as well, because I probably been still been cussing him out um as the cameras rolled, or I probably been that one is get out, get out,
But
get taking the camera
Lacey
out.
showing us her toxic side.
Yeah, I would have been super toxic. Like she was like, give me a phone because I need to see where you was or who calling or whatever. But I probably way worse because I'd have been like, it's no way we gonna wake up. We had all this other talk before you even told me where you was yesterday. Like soon as you try to creep your little self in that bed out of, huh? Where you been? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know if I could have actually fell asleep. Like I give her props. Like she handled herself very well, and yeah, and then and one last thing, I do agree. Like, of course, there's gonna be stuff she don't know about because you can't give everybody everything right away because some people can't handle everything. So I
Right.
mean, to me, you're gonna learn things about somebody in pieces because I feel like if you tell somebody everything too quick, you know what I mean? Like if he had been like, yeah, I've had heroin, blah blah, I'd have been like, I'm good. But the fact that I guess the heroin got in the system. If this is all true, the heroin got in the system from dealing with it. He had to taste the cocaine, which that makes sense too, because I've seen on the movies. I don't know if you do that for real, but I've seen like they taste it to see if it's pure or whatever. So if those are the cases, then I guess if I'm gonna be dating a previous drug dealer, I guess that's more acceptable than knowing that he was out there doing. Because to me, knowing somebody did heroin and it's just kind of like mm, a little bit less trust there because man, I don't want to be with somebody who's gonna switch back up and start doing drugs again. So yeah,
Okay, so Jerome, your thoughts?
Well, first, the outfit.
Okay.
Yeah, the out that outfit was too much. You're
Oh,
going
the
to
sister's outfit?
the sister's outfit was too much. Before I even get on Derek, the sister's outfit was too much.
Okay.
You're dressed up like you're going to meet people and you're going to hang out with family to go visit. Who are you picking up? No, wrong outfit.
hmm
Even if it's not the family, who's at the cemetery you're trying to pick up? All right, but back to Derek. I felt like um, even though you went out you didn't plan it, you still could have said something. You turned off the location, everything. You looked real suspect, even though yes, nothing was going on. But then, let's say Monique came and did come with the drama. There's nothing you could really say. You really put that bug in. As far as the family goes, it's almost like they're judging Monique because of how she looks rather than who she
Yeah.
is, and that there is not true. I mean, we don't do BBWs, but there's plenty others that, like when he showed the people the girls in a secret tablet, like I said, didn't stand by him like she did. That's why I really do hope that at the end of the day, he really cares about what she's done than just being with her because she's more uh, catering to him and would do more for him. That shouldn't be the whole reason why you be with someone.
Right.
And and the fact that you still have these people in there. I mean, you're sitting here telling Monique, "Oh yes, you're the love of my life," but you still got this here. And even with the so with the family and them being extra, that's just very wrong. They should meet her. And then the family was like, well, she wasn't nice to us. Well, you kind of instigated what kind of
Yeah.
brought everything on. You can't slap somebody and say, well, why you mad at?
All right.
Um, Now, as far as when they got back and they talked, I was looking like, let me see your phone. I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, I'm glad you're here now. We're gonna go ahead and do all this here. It seemed like you. I feel at some point, if you're talking about being with marrying somebody and you got to do that consistently, it just might be time to just cut it short because you got one side that's insecure naturally because of how things have played out, especially with the car following them, and just finding out information like with the phone call. You're like, oh no, I ain't do it. I just licked it. So I get it. You may taste the product, but still, I mean, these are things you kind of would say. We should also say for about any of these couples. I don't care how you feel. Get to know someone, but before you, all because you know someone in lockup doesn't mean that you know them once they're on this side. Oh, and then also one thing about Derek I didn't like is he is pretty much like I'm gonna do me and you just follow. But when she was like, well, who was that was following me? Could have been this way. Don't worry about it. Trust me. Don't worry about it. Trust me. No, you should have. You definitely should have said what it was. You know who it was. You talked to the person who it was, and you don't even know at some point if this person gonna sit up here and do it again. But to save yourself from your lies and secrets, it's not right. If you're talking about being with somebody, be 100% honest. So I really feel that's wrong on his part. That makes me doubt and wonder if he's with her for all the right reasons.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you make some good points there, Jerome. I think it's like as much as I want this to be real, I do feel like he does the whole song and dance that he needs to keep Monique around a little bit. I feel like that, but who knows? I know they recently put up some new pictures on the Instagram, so maybe that's the sign that they're doing well. Because what was it last weekend? I think it was. She had wife on there, and she had other pictures of them, and she took those pictures down. But now she's reposting them, so I'm guessing everything was okay with
Yeah,
them.
they went live, I think, not too long ago too.
Did they? Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect. So our next couple was Eris and Cameron. Oh, this was a lot this episode. So the episode opens, it's the morning after their wedding. Okay, so they're in the hotel room, um, lounging around. Eris looks like she's not wearing anything but the covers. But hey, it's her wedding night, so okay. And so Eris says that she's not feeling well. And Cameron, we see Cameron, he's getting dressed. He said he's going to see his family. They're throwing him a welcome home party. She is like, she doesn't want to go. She's not feeling well, and that she just wants to stay at the hotel. Well, Cameron gets aggravated by that because he wants her to come with him. Um, and so he actually ends up leaving her there, but they kind of get into a little bit of an argument before he leaves. He doesn't like the way she's talking to him, but at the same time, she's getting annoyed that he keeps trying to convince her to come with him. Alrighty, so then he goes over to his family's house, but his family is upset that she's not there. And Cameron doesn't help the situation because he's like, she just didn't want to come. That's not true. She told you she wasn't feeling well. I didn't like that,
Yeah.
the way he did that. So then his family was feeling some type of way, thinking that she just didn't want to hang out with them. And that wasn't the case. She's not feeling well. I think it's going to end up being that she's pregnant. That's what I have the funny feeling is going on. Yeah. And so we see that Eris, she talks to her daughter before her daughter gets on the plane. And then I just realized that little girl is only like 9. I was like, is she tall or is everybody just short around her? I don't know. I don't know. They look like she's tall. But she's a pretty little girl. All
Yeah.
right. And so Cameron, he calls Eris on the phone and like has it was either his sister or his aunt talked to her, and she was trying to tell them, from the previous night I was drinking. Of course, she probably got drunk. It was her wedding night, and so she's not feeling well. But it seemed like they really wasn't taking that. I think because of the way Cameron brought it to them. So then argument ensues with the family to the point where y'all know how I am about germs and all that other stuff. At one point, Cameron stands up on one of the dining room chairs and he puts his foot on the dining room table. I was too through at that point. I was like, y'all need to put him out the house. You don't be that disrespectful. Oh, disrespectful and nasty at the same time. Like, wait. So yeah, so that was pretty much them this week. Um, Thoughts on Cameron and Eris?
I well, I felt the argument itself, like he wanted to go. I mean, he was leaving, wanted her to go. I naturally understand why he would want her to go. She said she wasn't feeling well. She did go see her daughter, which I'm glad that is. But I think when he was trying, I think what set it off too with the argument was when he was trying to talk to her, and she's like, "Well, it don't matter," and then it's like he just lost it. So
Yeah,
they really should have sat there and uh had more of an understanding, like she said, it's the day after our wedding. I mean, we really should be, like she said, wanting to spend time in color. And I agree, that's what it should have been. And
yeah,
probably told the family, hey, let's do this another day. With proper communication and planning, it probably could have worked out better, especially finding out later on that her daughter was leaving that day also. I mean, if she did feel a little better to decide to go, they could have easily kind of planned it where they left a little earlier, got the daughter, they all could have went, and they all could have dropped the daughter off to the airport,
yeah,
and that would have been a great thing to do. When he got there, and like I said, when he got there and said, "Oh, she didn't want to come," you threw off everything. Now it's not, they're not reacting because of her; they're reacting because how you portrayed her. The
right,
other side to that, when she went to see her daughter, and she told her daughter, "Oh, he just chose to be with his family." That's not exactly, you make it sound like he didn't want to see you. He was just more worried about
right.
us. It
So
was seeing
both
the
of
family.
them, yeah. So both of them were throwing each other under the bus. Also, both.
Yes. And then when it came to the family, yeah, and then you could tell when he started having a little too much, because he was just, the one sister, he was just like, "Do you respect me?" I'm like, and she's like, "Whoa, who are you talking to?" I don't blame
Right.
her. It's like, dude, you need to chill out. Standing on tables and yelling at auntie and everything, and then just leaving. I mean, if your solution when you get upset is to start uh uh either on her side snapping, on his side taking a drink, it's gonna be problems. I mean, you've got to clear this up. If you're especially if you're moving from the family, you've
Yeah,
got to clear this up at some point. So it's not like she just left. I mean, she just didn't want to see them like he portrayed it.
yeah.
I mean,
And I
it
felt
would
like
work.
his sister kept saying it was like, she's taking you away from us. Why
Mm-hmm.
wasn't he clearing this up? That was the
Yeah,
part that was aggravating for me, is that he saw the misunderstanding, but he was not clearing it.
right. So I mean, that's pretty much between them it for me. They've really got to work on communication in order to somebody's got to back down, and you got to work on
Right,
communication in order for them to work.
right. All right, Racy. So, what did you
So,
think of Eris and Cameron?
um, I agree with. I do think that, like, it's the day after the wedding. They should have had that time, especially since she's leaving the next day.
Hmm.
However, and then the family was acting as if he was leaving the next day. Also, I'm like, he still has to stay there, right? He can't leave right
I
away.
think
Mhm.
so. I don't think I thought he had to do 60 days before he could leave,
Yeah,
or maybe I'm remembering.
yeah. It was like I thought they said like 60 days, and then because he's married, then he can like apply to go live with her. It's not even like guaranteed that way either. I don't think yet. But
Right.
so I feel like for the family to be like, oh, she's taking you away and you don't need to leave yet. I'm like, he's not leaving yet though. I thought, like, so that part was kind of confusing. And then I would say yes, the family could have waited. I don't know why she would have wanted them to do it before the wedding, because then if people had been getting drunk and stuff, you don't want people drunk at the wedding. But
Mm.
and then too, they planned the wedding like in like 2 days, so it's hard to say we're gonna have this get together before the
Right.
wedding, when the wedding was super last minute too. Um, so I mean, I guess they also probably did it that day because they knew she was leaving the next day too. You know what I mean? So it's like if she's leaving, when else are they gonna do it? Unless they wait like 2 months, or if she's planning on coming back soon, then I guess they could have waited till then. But um, they probably wanted to have a welcome home party before they even knew he was getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like the marriage really was a out of nowhere thing. You know what I mean? So it's not like they knew like, oh well, he's getting married, so let's plan this for the day after. Like they probably postponed their thing, pushed it a day or something because of the wedding. Like we really don't know on that part because that wedding was out of nowhere. Um,
Mhm.
Now as far as how she was acting, like I do feel like okay, they could have pushed it and went a little bit later. Saw the daughter off, gave her a little bit more chance to maybe get like another hour or two of sleep or something. Maybe that way she maybe would feel better. I'm thinking like you, that her saying she feeling weird or she feel kind of sick, she don't know why. I feel like that's a way of
Yeah, they're setting us up for that
yeah,
pregnancy. Yeah.
yeah. And so I mean that is what it is. But I don't know. I feel like unless I woke up, cause like when she went to her daughter's room, she was like, I can barely stand up and this and that. She seemed okay to me. Like I'm not saying she's not
She seemed
sick,
okay, but her facial expression seemed like she was trying to push through a little bit to me.
but I think like she could have said, "I'll go with you for a little bit," and then push just for a little bit. Like let's drop her off, or let's do, at least say bye to my daughter, make sure she's good. We'll go for a little bit, but I don't feel good. Like, can we just go for a little bit and come back? And I think that would have probably resolved it all. But and he probably would have got a little less drunk too. And if he was that drunk, at least he wouldn't have just walked out on his own because like he just left by himself. So it's like if he drunk, and what happens if he's belligerent on the street and then get picked up? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, because
I
he
know
does
that's
drink in excess.
yeah, and I know that's not her fault. Like
Hmm.
just because he did it because she was there, wasn't there or whatever. But as drunk as he was when because I mean you seen when he was like standing on the chairs, they like trying to hold him up, and he first of all how he get on two separate chairs. I don't know. He was doing a lot. Um,
Okay, so let me also ask you because there was a family member we haven't met yet. So it was his aunt that she, how do I say it without sounding? I guess she's probably gay. I hate to say it, and I'm
I
just
thought they said sister. Wait, wasn't there another person that said it was his sister? I don't know. I have to go back and look again because I
but
know he
yeah,
had a
but I
few
was like, I
sisters.
want to hear more from her because she,
Mhm.
she had some little funny little lines here and there during
The
the
one who
argument.
was like, "Oh Lord," like at the end when he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because it sounded like he kept trying to get her to defend him, and she was like,
Hmm.
"Oh goodness." But yeah, I mean, and she probably will have more parts too, because he, since they talked to her, I don't know. I know it's like when they mention somebody a lot, they tend to kind of bring them back.
Yeah.
But so she may be back. Um, the family, I think, have legitimate concerns if they're saying like, like she couldn't even come see us, but yet she want us to accept her. But then you're saying we need to accept her as a sister, but yet she couldn't even come, just to a little quick family event or whatever. Which I understand why they're mad, but again, like y'all said, he he didn't tell it right. Like if she's sick, she's sick.
Right.
Like regardless of if you mad that she didn't suck it up and go, if she is sick, at least say, because that's what I would have did. I would have saved my argument for home, and then when they're like, where they at, just to, because if I'm not gonna stay with this person, why cause like all that hatred? I'd have
Right.
been like,
It's gonna end up being a Derek and Monique situation.
mm-hmm.
You
And
Mhm.
I would
know,
have just been like, she's not feeling good.
right.
Even if she had said, I don't want to go meet your family, I'd have went in there and said she ain't feeling good.
Yeah.
She had too much to drink last night. She ain't feeling good. And we would have just argued when I got back if that was the case. But I would not have went in there and been like, you know, oh no, she ain't want to come. Like, and then it was like, take that out with her, not me. Like, no, that's your family. Like, you try to handle it the best you can before you just have them calling her up out of nowhere while
Right.
she trying to like handle business with her daughter to try to confront her about something that it was your fault that it got that out of hand. Because now it's like the sister don't trust the girl, and it's
No.
like they already don't know her, so it's like so there's gonna be trust issues already, and then And then you do that. I'm like, I don't know. And then he was like, I'm going back to my wife and, forget y'all. And they were like, it was a big mess. It's a big mess. And I
Yeah.
feel like I said, both of them, her to the daughter and him to his family, they both did a terrible job. And if that's how they adult, then they're going to have a rough time.
Yeah, they
I
are. They
I
The
absolutely are.
daughter's more mature than her because she was like, how was the wedding? The daughter's like, well, it was late. Yeah, y'all did have it late at night, like, and you know what I'm saying, y'all got kids there, like, you should take
Yeah,
some of
and
that
I
into
think it was a
consideration.
midnight wedding, right?
I know it was late. I
I
don't
think
know,
that's
remember what
what
time.
she had said. It
don't
was going to happen like at midnight, which
I know it
that
was late because it was completely dark and they were outside, and I'm like,
mhm.
I don't know.
And speaking of kids, I mean, I'm sitting here listening. The family's upset because the wife didn't come. The wife is like, I don't feel like going to see them. The husband now he's mad because his wife didn't come. Meanwhile, there's still a kid over here. It's like nobody cared. Like
Right.
the kid, you know. To me, if she didn't feel like going, and I guess this would be foresight thinking, it's like, baby, go ahead. I got to get my daughter, get her, swing by, say everybody, let the daughter meet the family as well. And your excuse to leave for not staying long is I got to take her to the airport, honey. I'll see you later on. And everybody would have been happy.
Mhm.
Right. So
But I
yeah.
do think it was like a little bit so like if she could suck it up, she was like, well, I'd rather just lay here and cuddle because I gotta leave. No, I got it. You gotta leave. But if anything, be like, I don't want to stay long. I'd rather just spend that time with you. Like
Yeah, and
that's
I
what
felt
they
like
did do for you.
yeah. And I felt like he should have
Mhm.
understood that since they got married
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the family may have planned that, had that already planned, and then it was also like, okay, well, since y'all got married, let's make it a family event. It's a welcome home, but then we also the people that couldn't come to the wedding can meet you.
And also communication. The way they was trying to explain that to each other was just
Oh yeah,
aggressive on both
yeah,
sides. You're not going to
because
get
it really
any.
Yeah,
did turn into some. You understand me? You gonna listen to me? And it's like, don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. And it's like, okay,
yeah. They I see a lot of bumping heads in their future.
they both strong willed.
Yeah, they are very. You can tell they very are. All right, so Travis and Ashley. Can we get a scene of her where she don't look like she's been popping pills all night? Is that too much to ask for? Um, all right, so we see that Ashley and Travis, they're in the car and they're traveling. They stop at a candle store because Travis wants to pick his mom up something nice. He says he can't go to his mom's house empty handed. So I don't know. My thoughts on it was your mom knows that you don't have money, so you don't have to buy her a gift. I kind of get what you're saying. Kinda, you want to take your mom something nice. You haven't seen her in a while. Let's just say that. But whatever. All right. So Travis goes to swipe his credit card and it declines. And Ashley's like, "Well, I guess there wasn't as much money on that card that I gave him as I thought it was." I'm like, girl, you know you ain't paid that bill.
Hmm.
You know it. And so they actually go out to the car because they're going out there to go look for some money. And they actually start arguing while they're out there. Ashley's like, "Are you trying to impress your mom or something?" I didn't really like that when she said that. And he was like, "Yeah, I am." And so they kind of argue back and forth. Ashley ends up pulling out a 20 and she's like, here's $20. Well, I'm sorry, the candles came out to a grand total of $80. And so she's like, here's $20 that I was going to use to get my manicure. I'm like, where are you getting a $20 manicure from? Or getting your nails done for $20? Where?
Manicure
I
maybe,
need to
but not
know.
nails done.
So I see you down there, Jerome. I saw you. And so yeah, so she gives him that. Um, okay, and so then they go to the mom's house and they meet the mom. And Ashley has a ring on that she ends up showing his mom. And she's like, it's a pre engagement ring. The mom doesn't like that talk, but she still shows them around the house. She takes them down to her basement apartment, which was a nice basement
Right.
apartment, a very nice apartment, especially for two people who don't have anywhere else to go. So she offers the apartment to them and say, "Hey, y'all can stay here. It would be my honor to have y'all here in my home, y'all until y'all get back on your feet." Ashley's like, "No, I don't want to stay there because I don't want her, you know, breathing down my neck and minding my business and stuff. I'm like, girl, you have nowhere else to go. Didn't your car just get declined while you tried to buy candles? Yeah, so then Travis's mom has a talk with him where she's asking him not to get married to Ashley quite yet, which I totally understand where she's coming from. Like, wait until you get to know her. She's basically already tricked you. She didn't tell you she was having money problems before you got out of prison. You got out of prison thinking the situation was one thing, and it's really something else. All right, so thoughts on Travis and Ashley this week?
Man. So my thing is that first of all, that basement was really nice.
It
Really nice.
was. That was a
Like
really nice apartment.
she had it decorated really pretty
Hmm.
and it looks renovated. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
even when you look at that bathroom, like that tiled shower and stuff, like that ain't your average just walk in and shower. Like that thing was nice. And so my thing is that so what if you got to kind of live under a microscope temporarily? It's a temporary situation until you get on your feet. It's not a
Yeah.
permanent thing.
So
And
my
then,
thought was, I had a question for you, Reason. Do you
mhm.
think Ashley wants to be able to pop her pills in peace, and she thinks Travis' mom is not going to let her do that there?
Well, maybe it's probably the alcohol, like if because ain't she like drinks a lot or whatever.
She
So
does
maybe
seem to
it's
drink a lot too. Hmm.
so I mean maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it, and that could even be part of why she lost her business or ain't doing so well with her business. But anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But either way, like for her to automatically be like, oh no, because I don't want her breathing down my neck. I don't want her judging and looking at my every move and this and that. To me, it's temporary, even if it's only a week. Like, I feel like if I had to live under somebody else's rules temporarily for a week, it would be my lesson as an adult to make better decisions in the future so I don't have to be put in that position again. But to me, if this is like now, if y'all move in for good, yeah, but this is a temporary situation, and I think that's probably why he wanted to show up with gifts because he knew like what it was gonna be. Like she's gonna
Yeah.
offer us a place to stay. We need this place to stay, so let's come bearing gifts so that you know what I'm saying there's a more of a it just seems more like we're more welcoming. We're coming with gifts. You're asking us to stay or whatever. It's not just we showing up empty handed and we need you to let us stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's fresh out of prison. She ain't seen him in 4 years. So what if he want to bring his mom something? Maybe give her less than he didn't have to get her that many candles if they cost that much. Um,
Right.
maybe one or two. But either way, like I feel like a girl was being real weird when if you didn't have $80 for the candles, what kind of hotel y'all gonna stay at? Because you like to get in the pool, you like to be all bougie, whatever. Plus your alcohol or whatever else you got going on. Plus, you got a dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? That costs more too when you staying in a
Yeah.
hotel with a dog. Like, I know there's extra fees, and then you got to stay in pet rooms, which are not always nice. It's almost like staying in like smoker rooms. Like, they're the ones that they let people sit in and smoke. So they're going to smell like smoke. They're not going to be as clean as the other ones. Or, like the smell is kind of stuck in the rooms. And same with pet. They clean them, but they're not going to be as nice as the other rooms. They're going to give you the rooms that are, maybe the walls got scratches from somebody's dog tearing it up a little bit or a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Legit. And they're probably going to be a little not as clean either because you can't, just because you vacuum once, I mean, you don't get pet hair out. I mean, so you may actually have pet hair, so to
Right.
me, you can pay more for a probably dirtier room, um, pay more for a room that 9 times out of 10, let's say if we upgrade the hotel, well, let's leave the pet rooms and the smoke rooms unupgraded. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
those thoughts. You're not gonna get the best of the best. So when you walk in and you see this place it's small, but it's as pretty as your house was. It's just a small like apartment of your
Yeah.
house. Um, why would you say that? It's not like she's even gonna live in the same little section. Like if y'all's rooms is gonna be side by side and y'all can come out and share the same living room. You don't even do that. Like you have your own living room, your own whatever. Only time y'all gonna deal with each other is when you go up to the main house or outside or whenever she's like, hey, let me come see y'all. I feel
Right.
like it ain't like they gonna wake up and she in their house,
Right.
So I feel like she's just being extra because she wants to do whatever it is she wants to do, or
She
her
really is.
pride. I don't
And
know.
then to say, she's been saying to Travis, you need to go get a job. You need to provide and all
Figure
this
it
stuff.
out.
His mom just offered y'all housing. Like,
Hmm.
I don't understand. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
and then let's say she does start working at that little pawn shop or whatever. That's not gonna make her a lot of money, but it at least is something better when you living for free and not making a lot of money than if you're trying to pay for a weekly hotel or a monthly hotel and not making much money. Like to me, it's just a smarter decision. And although I'm sure the mom was joking about taking the ring and not giving it back till she proved her love or whatever, or till she felt
Hmm.
she loves the girl. But I mean, I think it was true and a joke, because she
Yeah,
probably
she was
really
being
was
a little
like, I
passive
don't
aggressive.
like you for real. But
Yeah.
um, it's just one of them things by not staying. And like the mom said, I want to get to know you and I want to see my son. Like, probably more importantly, she want to see her son and probably get that opportunity to talk him out of it. But either way, and maybe that's what she worried about too, that the mom talking some sense into him. Because as much as he loves her and he said he knew her and all that stuff, she had 2 years, I would even say a year into it when her business started failing. She should have told him like business is not as good as what it was. The
Hmm.
pandemic is killing me. It's hurting my business. Pandemic hurt a lot of people. So you're
Right.
not a failure because the pandemic hurt you. You're a small business. Pandemic hurt almost every small business. So for her to withhold that information until he gets back, you taking him out on a boat, you doing all this fancy stuff, and then turn around and be like, "Oh, we got to move." And wait, he wants to kick us out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot to put on somebody. So the fact that he's still telling his mom, regardless, I love her and want to be with her, you minus all the money and the dreams she sold him, and he's like, I still love her. I want to be with her. That's a lot. And
Yeah.
she ought to appreciate that and take any help that he's going out there trying to get. Because he could have just been like, well, you figure it out because you're the one that sold me a fake dream.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You're right. All right. So that was Ashley and Travis.
Oh, wait, he didn't go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerome. I'm sorry. I think all the facial expressions, I thought he had went already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Reese said just about everything. I mean, I'm short and sweet. They had the trip. You get there. Mom would have been happy with one candle.
Mhm.
I get it. You're a mama's boy. Want to make your mama proud. She'd been happy with, like he said, it won't going back. Maybe I should have just got the candle and a greeting card.
Hmm.
A greeting card, $40. I think you see what he said. And he had to be 40. They just happy to see. It don't matter. It didn't have to
Yeah.
be an $80 gift. So
Hmm.
once you having to sit there and scramble money and dig for change, it's time to reevaluate the gift. That shop owner's not going to tell you different. He want the money. He don't care if you own the cardboard box after that. He ain't
Yeah.
sit there and say, well, I got 70. He ain't say, okay, well, don't worry about it. Here you go. It's for your money. I know you've been locked in. He didn't care. Like, all right, you 16 cents short with a 16 cent.
Right.
Ain't even giving no free matches.
No, sure did. And then you get to the house and you have a place. And yes, he at some point he is going to need to work. But yeah, he did sit here and find a place for y'all to stay because you didn't say when you realized the business was going down. I get it. You'll do certain things because you keep wanting to impress the person that you're with. But you've got to be honest. It's like, hey, I can't send you 10K today. I got to do XYZ. Um, in order to make it work. That's transparency. Um, you got a place. You're not going to be able to stay somewhere else and do what you want to do. You have to take the rules that come with it. It's like when you go visit your parents' house. You still got to be in their house visiting. You still got to kind of follow their rules. Um, the pawn shop will do okay unless you become one of the next pawn stars. It's not. You're not gonna make the living for everyone, and I get what. And at the end of the day, with mom, I get what mom's saying. I think mom doesn't really like more of the situation. And it's
Hmm.
like all you're talking about is marriage, 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 but I ain't seen stability, stability, stability. So I don't want to hear nothing about a ring put on nothing until you got a threshold to carry her over.
You know something else I thought about? I don't know if you guys thought about this too. Okay, so Ashley said they got kicked out of the house because Travis. But
Hmm.
right now they don't have any money. So even if you hadn't got kicked out, how was you gonna continue to live there if y'all don't have any money right now? Something's not
It's gonna get
adding up.
kicked out anyways, probably.
Yeah, as soon as there
Prolong
was
the inevitable.
money, yeah.
That or maybe something's going on with her and the landlord.
Hey, yeah, maybe she got something going on with the landlord. I'm sorry, Jerome, because I know I cut you off. I had to get that in there real
No,
quick.
no, no, no. You're fine. You're just fine. I agree with you 110%.
Okay. All right, so next we're going to
You
move
go.
on to Skylar and Nathan. All right. So, Skylar and Nathan, they are missing. So we see Skylar's mom has shown up at the house. They're not answering the door. She says she's been calling both of them, both phones for both of them. They're not answering. One of Nathan's friends shows up at the house. He says Nathan's not answering. Doesn't look like anybody's in the house. They're worried. Skylar's mom does say that she's worried that Skylar may have relapsed. So 4 hours later, Skylar and Nathan pop up. They're not really saying where they've been at or whatever. Nathan, he just don't want to talk. And it's kind of annoying. I just don't like it when people who have signed up for a reality show, they get on a show and then when the producers ask them questions, well, I don't want to talk about that. What are you doing here then? What are you doing here? You're wasting our time. Okay. So, um, like I said, they showed up after 4 hours. Um, Skylar goes over to her mom's house. Skylar's mom is, of course, asking her questions. Skylar says she did not relapse because her mom did ask her. And so she's kind of like, well, what's going on? So Skylar actually explained, said that they had got into a fight the previous night about her hanging out with one of her friends. Nathan was accusing her of being with guys and stuff like that. And then she said the fight led over to the next day. And then Nathan accidentally broke her phone, so she broke his. So I guess that's why nobody was answering any phones because their phones were broken. They had each tore them up. All right. And, so Skylar's just telling her mom, and her mom's like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Do you want to stay in this type of relationship with this guy behaving like this? And so Skylar's like, she wants to give it a chance before she just walks away from it. But you can tell right now she's frustrated. It looks like she's kind of tired. All right, so thoughts on Nathan and Skylar this week?
Uh-huh. I don't have a lot to say about them. It just seems
Mm-hmm.
like they're just two people that he's on the other hand, he's very, I don't want to say as much controlling as it is kind of pretty much insecure that anything she does, I'm just like, I've got to check it. And she's the kind of person like, I don't like to explain myself. That's that's a real that's butting heads all day. You go back to the first when he first got out, where they she got the phone call. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit up here and do this. And he's like, hey, why you saying talk to a dude? And I'm right here. You know, it's unless she decides to explain herself more, he decides that he's not going to be as insecure. It's going to be that way. And the difference, and when they do reach that point, they get very volatile. And
They do.
he didn't want to explain. He's like, get out the car, and it's like, I don't want to talk about it. But why? I'm like, now she actually started talking more once she got in the house, and which brought more clarity and understanding. But it's just at the end of the day with them, either they need to part ways, and then they go tit for tat. My phone broke, so your phone break. Pretty soon it's going to be, well, you cut me, I'm gonna cut you, and it's just going to get worse. They really just need to just go this, in my opinion, just go their separate ways.
Yeah, they're very toxic for each other. They're too toxic, I would say.
Oh, and last thing, and there should be a clause for every question you don't answer is a $50 deduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. Because I'm like, you signed up for a reality show. Nobody
Yeah.
forced you to do this. I don't understand why they're so comfortable with, well, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. I get sometimes you may not want to talk about certain things, but it's just like they're off limits moments. I don't quite understand.
Yeah. Because if it ain't nothing illegal,
Yeah.
like if she had said, cut the cameras because she wanted to tell her mom, yeah, relapse because she don't want to go back to jail. I could get
I
that.
could, yeah, I could see
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
But to say we argued all night and we mad at each other, that to me was stupid. But like Jerome said, they toxic. Like you said, they toxic. They I don't know that they can like because he is very either jealous or insecure. I don't know. And it's probably got a lot to do with like the people too in his ear before she got out saying like, oh well, she her other boyfriends randomly died and she was this type of person. She was that, you sure you want to mess with her and this and that. So he probably feeling like, yeah, she kinda maybe popular out there. I don't know what his opinion on her is.
Mm.
But either way, like if you don't have any trust for her or whatever, if you didn't like her hanging out with the girl, like, because I know that was like somebody she was in jail with, then make that known prior to her going. Like, don't fight with her all night because she went. Like, they went and got their hair done or something. And
He
then in
fought.
the last, then in the last episode, they come in and then I was like, oh no, he was just asleep. That's what it was. He was just asleep. Um, because I remember it cut, but then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I think it did pick back up and he was just asleep. Yeah. And then they went, okay, yeah, yeah. So I mean, their episode to me it was weird because the fact they went missing for 4 hours and I don't know what the whole thing where like the friend was supposed to meet up and well I guess the producers are supposed to meet there to start filming or something I don't know. Um, it just was weird as if they were making it really like something bad had happened when all that probably took place was that them two maybe somebody stormed out. He might have jumped in his truck and she followed him, got in the truck and continued the argument. They just took off or something. I don't know, but or they were arguing so bad and knew the producers then were coming, and maybe they left, took the argument somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not gonna say I don't blame her for breaking his phone because that might be my toxic trait. I probably did the same thing. I'd have broke his phone too, but or took his phone. One of the two. I either broke it or
I
took it.
knew it was coming.
I probably would have took it, took his phone, or I don't know something. But like, so I gotta have a broken phone, and you can just keep walking with yours. When you slam mine in the door, if I felt you did it on purpose, then I'm gonna break yours too. Um, Toxic, and maybe that's something I grew up from. I don't know those feelings, because who's to say I would really do it, but that feeling. Um, but yeah, I mean, even when she explained more on what happened, like that they had just been arguing, he was mad about her hanging out with the homegirl, and she was gone for too long. Didn't call him back within like 30 minutes. But then I thought I remember when they were getting their hair done and stuff. She was trying to reach out to him, and he wasn't responding to her. So I mean, don't get mad for something you do too.
Right.
Like if you don't answer your phone every time she calls, don't get mad that she didn't answer your call when you called. You know what I mean? It's like because it might not be on purpose. Just like you fell asleep, she might not have heard the phone. Like it's not the end of the world. Like now if it went how in Monique's case was like 8 hours, yeah, I feel like then okay, yeah, because I'm worried or this or that. But 30 minutes, I'm like, yeah, right. So yeah, they're just one of them toxic couples that I guess we'll see what happens. I think two of them coming from jail and not really adjusting back to life for real, for real. Like he sat there waiting for her to come out instead of getting himself together more than he probably should have.
Mm.
And she went straight from jail to him. I don't know. We'll see how they work out, but I don't know about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What bothered me was even in an interview she said, "I know all this happens, but I just don't want. I feel like I don't want to give up either." And I'm like, flag.
Yeah.
When you a person who can be triggered back into drugs or you know what I'm saying, then it's kind
Hmm.
of like one of them things like she said before, like her staying clean was more important. Now this is a regular relationship, arguments happen, but this isn't a regular relationship.
No.
You're dealing with people with substance abuse, so it's not
Hmm.
regular. So
Absolutely.
and you can go back to jail. So
All right, and now we're on to our last couple, Justine and Michael. All right, so this week we pick up Justine and Michael are waiting on the results of a pregnancy test. All right, so the pregnancy test comes back positive. Justine and Michael are expecting a baby. All right, and so Justine immediately says, "Hey, my mom is coming over in a day or two. I want to go ahead and tell her." Michael is a little bit more hesitant, which I can understand that. You don't want to start telling people as soon as the test comes back. You probably want to wait until at least the first doctor's appointment, maybe. And so, Michael. Well, right before this, before they took the pregnancy test, Michael was telling Justine he wants her to quit her job. So, after she finds out, that she's pregnant, we see her, she's in a car and she's going, I don't know where she was going, but she calls her job and she quits with no notice. Tells them, today was my last day. And her supervisor was actually being nice and was like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do? You don't want to wait a couple of days?" And she's like, "No, this is the best thing for my family. I need to quit." Which I was like, "Whoo, she has got some serious trust in Michael to quit her job that she has benefits on, and she's expecting a baby, and to just trust that he's going to be able to provide for this family straight out of prison." Because they say he's only been out of prison 3 weeks. So for her to be pregnant already and is able to have a positive pregnancy test, that means she got pregnant probably the first night he got out. 3 weeks later, yeah. So any thoughts on Michael and Justine this week?
Um, um, so the kids they had wasn't enough.
Right,
No,
because this will make baby 8 for them. Baby number
yeah,
8.
yeah. I just sat here like this was you're just getting out, and I get it. You get so excited, baby's on the way, yay! And but there's like, have we figured how we're going to take care of the 7 plus the 2 of us yet? And now we're already cheering 8. Secondly, you wanted to tell the mom, well, let's discuss it amongst ourselves first. Let's talk to the kids and see how they feel about a brother or sister coming in. You're supposed to take care of family first, and once you make that bond, your family is you and your husband and your kids, and then what was once your first family being family, aunts, uncles, or whomever else. So to me, no, that wasn't a good idea, and I don't think that's going to turn out well. Um, Telling her to quit the job, I get it. You want the person to be at the mom to be at home to take care of whatever, because that's a lot of money for daycare. But you got to have a plan ahead of time, and if you're in from looking, your plan was to go to the studio to bang out a hit. In today's industry, that's not the risk you take.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sorry, baby. Keep working while I'm sitting here trying to be on this grind, and I'm also going to sit here and cut some lawns and flip some burgers while I'm in the studio until that
Right.
deal comes. You didn't plan this ahead. I mean, I'm pretty much guessing by the vehicle and stuff. There's something he has set aside, but I think we kind of over exaggerate. I don't care if you have $50,000 set aside. $50,000 don't last you a long time when you got you, your wife, 7 kids, 2 cars, and bills. Um, and like I said, even the benefits, where do the health benefits come from? Yeah, the kids can probably get on Medicaid, but then what are you two going to do for benefits? Right now, you got a job that takes care of that. It wasn't well planned. It's not like she couldn't wait to leave. Like it had to be done. Because even if, let's just say you do make it, they don't just hear you rap one time and say, "Oh, here's a check, $1 million. Have a nice day." It takes time. It don't work like that. Everybody would have done it by now if that was the case. I just think it was ill planned, and I think it's just two people that is stuck on lust and just planning off because that ain't true love. That's lust. You stuck on lust and about to mess up everything and lose everything. And I'm gonna be out there the first one to try to buy that car with the suicide doors when it goes up for sale, and I might buy that cat suit.
Okay.
What gonna do the cat suit? You gotta get that thing dry clean. Um, So, yeah, yeah, JC done pretty much said it. Like, hey, what are you gonna do? Like, she was so trusting to be like, okay, no, I'm gonna, because
Oh yeah.
she was speaking common sense prior to. I don't know if it was a commercial break or what. She
Right.
was speaking common sense. Like they walk down the stairs and it's like, why would I quit a job with a baby on the way? And then the next day or commercial break and come back. I know I've been with the company for 2, 3 years. I thought she was gonna say, I'm thinking about leaving or I'm pregnant, so I may not be able to stay as long as I planned, or you know, some I did not expect her to be like. And then when she said I'm quitting, he was like today. She said yes. I'm like not even a 2 week notice. Like common sense. Give a 2 week notice because obviously for her that job is somebody that's a place they need people. Then there's a more than likely chance that if when you go home and find out that your husband can't even get booked the show, you could be like, oops, and go back and get that job. When you quit the day of, you got to either be because you just won the lottery, you know you don't need that job. You absolutely just know you're not going to ever go back because you hated that job to the point of I quit this day because I couldn't do it no more and I hate this job and I'm not going back, or I got a job lined up and I don't care that I quit this day because I'm not ever planning on going back.
Right.
But you quit that day. Like, first of all, did she pull up to the outside of the job
I don't know.
wearing her
But she
scrubs?
was wearing her clothes.
She's wearing
It's like,
scrubs,
hmm,
pulls up, calls the supervisor, which it looked almost like the supervisor calling her, but I guess it's her calling the supervisor. I don't know. But anyway, you pull up to the job, maybe wearing your scrubs, talking about how you love your job. You like, I love my job. Plus, if I don't go to work, I'm just sitting there talking to kids and my husband all day. I need to be able to socialize. And then you pull up with a smile on your face, so much you quitting today. And I'm like, so when she said she was quitting, I was thinking like, oh, okay, she's getting my heads up. I'm putting my tweet notice in. She said no today. So why you put that on if you didn't plan? Why did you leave the house and spend gas money when you didn't plan on going in?
so Reese, let me ask you this, because doesn't her smile seem like a smirk sometimes?
Yeah,
But it's
this is
kind of
what I'm
like
saying.
she's
It was
talking.
like, so
Yeah.
you can't stay? Mm-mm.
Nah, I can't stay.
Yeah, like you think that's funny. Like this dude is saying, like, we need the people. Like, you got a baby on the way, and granted, you think your husband finna make it big. And I don't like nobody that can put that kind of trust in their man or their family or somebody's dreams that they care about. Um, I just don't have that kind of trust just simply because I don't want to be in a situation like the other couple, knowingly, like going into it, and it ain't because my business failed, but it's because I just said, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna quit, and we have no backup plan. We ain't got no backup money. We got nothing. I'm just gonna quit my job because you said you got it. Like you'd have to show me you got it, then I'm gonna quit my job, or I'll quit my job when I can't work anymore because I'm too pregnant. Um, and that's the reason I'm leaving it, not because you saying you got it. Because then at this point, you better be done figured out another way to make money by then. Because she's 3 weeks at the most since he's been out 3 weeks. So that means you got a long way before you probably, unless she gets
Right.
really sick, but you got a
Right. A
long way before
pregnancy is 40 weeks, so you still got 37 more weeks, girl.
yeah. And like literally when people find out early, it's just like their pregnancy takes forever.
Hmm.
So I'm like, you didn't even find out the normal like 6 weeks that most people find out. Like you found out like 3 weeks. Two, what if that's a faulty test? And you talking about telling your mom this? You ain't even went to your other appointment before you did all this. That's why I'm like, just I don't have kids, but I just know from people having like miscarriages and all this stuff. A lot of people don't like to tell nobody till they out of the first trimester, or sometimes people want to get that confirmation from the doctor because those tests could be wrong, even if you take three, four, five of them. Um,
A home
and
pregnancy test can also be wrong.
yeah, yeah. But that's why I said if you took like a bunch of them, they all say the same thing. Chances are it probably is right. But if you you know what I'm saying, you ain't even want to did your actual test to make sure that this is actually you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure if there's something wrong right away, they might even be able to tell you something. Or I don't know. Just like I feel like she rushing it. Um, if there's a reason behind why she needs to tell her mom, I'd understand, but they ain't explained enough to me to why. Especially when he seems so uncomfortable. I would have said, "Why are you this uncomfortable?" And when he explained it, I'm like, "Okay, you're right. If she don't like you, let's give it some time. Make sure that this pregnancy is a real pregnancy first, too." Um, and then just last but not least, though, I mean, y'all celebrating this, but I'm like, I don't know. Like I say, they got this will be baby number 8, and I got it. They want a baby together. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But like, get situated first. Enjoy being married, because this kid could cause, like, you know what I'm saying. You don't know like how your body gonna change, how your mood gonna change. Like, this thing could ruin y'all's relationship. Like, spend that time together, continue to grow and get to know each other in person. Because I know they've been together for a while, but like 6 years or something prior to or something. But like, get to know each other and spend that time, even if it's like 6 months. He ain't been out that long. Let him get back on his feet, start making some more money. If he got these shoe deals that they were showing, like, let him get that going. Whatever, to make sure the money's gonna be good before just trying for and I mean, he said he want to get her pregnant right away, but I ain't gonna say that they were trying, but because I don't think the other ones was trying either. Um, but if you weren't like trying not to, then you weren't trying to stop it either. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think that this is just. I mean, as far as I know, right now they're still doing good. They're still. I don't know if I think he's got a song or something out, and I think like she posted like the video. He has a video or something, and I think people were like saying like that ain't it, and I don't know. Then they were saying like she didn't defend him, and I don't know. I didn't listen to it, but you also got to think like when it comes to certain music, rap and stuff. If it ain't what the generation right now listens to, then it's kind of hard to just come in because it sounds like his rap is like very lyrical, and I don't think that's what everybody into right now. But they like that stuff you don't really understand what they're saying, the mumble rap and stuff, and stuff you can like. I don't know. That's just what I get. The vibe I get. This ain't no Tupac type generation. Like, they don't want to hear Brenda's got a baby. They want to hear lifestyles. Then get them, then forgetting to the top of my life. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to hear. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. And it seems like he's more, and I ain't saying he Tupac either, but I'm saying he seems more lyrical. I don't know about what I heard him say. I came out the jail in the UFO. Like, that threw me off. I'm like, I'd have to actually listen, but it do sound like he's more lyrical. And that the beat ain't necessarily the most important thing. It's more like his lyrics and stuff with a good beat.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody can't be Jay-Z because that's Jay-Z to me. Like, he can have a decent beat, but he's lyrical. Tupac or Biggie, lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Even if the beat wasn't something I can go dance to, they were lyrical. But during that time, that's what we were used to. So I don't know how he's gonna make it right now.
Well,
Uh,
just he has a lot of faith in him, so hopefully he can come through.
Yeah. Because at least with old girl, the old dude in Ohio, whatever, his stuff sound more mumbly.
Oh, Cameron,
Like, I think he got a better chance. He just look old to be rapping on me.
they
well,
are
she's
old to be rapping.
How old is Justine's husband? Like, ain't he in his 20s or early
He's
30s?
in his 30s. I thought he was like 36 or something like that, but I
I
could be
don't
wrong.
think he that old. Like, they don't look that old to me.
They don't necessarily look old, but I'm thinking that he is. For some reason, that number is sticking out to me.
It might be. I'd have to go look because I wrote it down, but I don't got it with me. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. It's still what they're gonna be on the next season, so we'll see. They're not going nowhere yet.
and Reese, to answer what you said earlier, you said you don't see what happened, how she was first talking sense, then all of a sudden calling the job.
Yeah.
What changed?
Well, yeah, it looked like she's outside. Cause wait, did they not? What was the name that they put on the? I didn't think to pay attention to it, but I swear,
Mm-hmm.
like she was outside of her job. Like it was a. They showed like the name of a building. Shoot,
Mm-hmm. And she was
you
dressed
finna pay
for.
me to get dressed if I'm finna quit.
I
But see,
know.
I
that
would have caught him with a bonnet on.
I think she was contemplating. I think when they had the conversation, before the conversation, she was talking plenty of sense, like you said, coming down the steps or whatever. And then before from that conversation, before she went to work, what changed her mind is the same thing that got her pregnant.
He put it on.
Is that what happened?
Blue. She started having revelate, thinking back on it, and it's like, you know what? My baby said this. I quit. I can have this more often.
Not
But
really
they
though, because he got to work.
But you know what,
huh?
Reese? I think
He
you
got
onto
to work.
something. That's probably what happened. They slept
No,
together that night, and she lost all sense of sensibility.
so he like put it on there and was like, "You gonna quit that job?" She's like, "I will."
Yep.
Hmm.
Or she's talking big game by saying like, cause what she's saying is anybody like even if you work from home, you miss the interaction with people, but people tend to enjoy working from home because of no gas when gas is high. You don't have to deal with people, especially when COVID was big or vid was out there, and then
Or you have the toxic coworkers.
toxic coworkers. You ain't got a boss. Well, sometimes you do still have a boss breathing on your neck when you telework, but like it's still a little bit more like freedom, somewhat. You can just wear just a top and not a bottom, and then when you get off the phone, take that off if you ain't constantly on the phone. You know what I mean? But it's like so. There's those things you can be cooking breakfast over here while working. Flipping whatever, working. Some people used to have their kids at the house, um, and would be upset when they had to go back. Like, well, what am I supposed to do for daycare? You actually technically weren't supposed to have your kids then, because you telework and you're still working. But people are like, well, what about daycare? And it's like, well, that shouldn't have been an issue because you shouldn't have had them at. You know what I mean? That
Hmm.
convenience. However, everybody says, but I do miss the interaction with people. I miss being around friends. I miss not just talking to kids and my family. Like I miss talking to other people because I don't do much outside of work, and that's my chance to like socialize. But there's also that chance of maybe she didn't really want to work. She
I,
wearing
I
scrubs, meaning she probably was doing some real work, possibly,
mhm.
possibly, and maybe a piece of her didn't really want to work, and that's why she was smiling like, "So you quitting today?"
Yeah, that's what's best for my family.
And
You
she's
you know we need you. I know.
I'm sorry, I hate to do this to
I
you,
know.
but
That's my other toxic trait. Don't let me get married. Hey, my man say you can quit. I'm be like, y'all, I'm sorry. Can you stay 2 more days? Get somebody else to do it.
look, I'm not even calling them. They're gonna have to call me, and I'm like,
Are you
"What's
coming in
up?"
today? Get somebody else to do it.
Then I'll be like, "What's up?" Oh,
What?
we ain't seen you in 2 days. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you.
sending the group
I ain't
email
coming
like,
back.
just to let y'all know, I will not be in. I forward this to y'all with blessings and love.
Look,
I
it's
know
just
it's
like
okay to deactivate my email now. Goodbye.
we still see you using the computer. Oh, okay, I'll get it back.
Yeah, you can turn it off once you finish reading this email.
Yeah, they
I shall
calling.
take this
Look, they
as my
calling. What?
retirement gift.
You ain't been here for 3 days. Yeah, I quit 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all didn't sense
I'm
that I wasn't
sorry.
back.
I quit. I forgot. I didn't tell
Okay.
you. I'm sorry. Yeah, but
But
I mean, with
America,
her even saying like what my husband thinks is what's best, to me it sounds like that's it was given, even though it's not the case, but it was given those borderline like I would be concerned like, you sure this is your decision, not like
right.
I'm like, are you in an abusive relationship and he making you quit? Like that's what it was given
Mhm.
to me. Like I as her supervisor, I'd have been like, wait a minute, red flags. This is your
Yeah, it's like
decision.
that guy. Here we go with TikTok again. Like that one TikTok where the guy's like, "I can't talk to you no no more. You're messing up my family."
Wait, I ain't seen that one. Was he being beat up?
But that's what it seemed like because usually there's a girl close by, and he's like, "I
Mm,
can't talk
mm,
to you no more.
mm.
You're
Hmm.
ruining my family."
Oh yeah, she like tell him.
Yeah.
Say it
You're
louder. I
right.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But the supervisor did say that. The supervisor did say, "Is this your
Yeah.
decision?" Because
Yeah.
it sounds like this,
Yeah.
his decision that you're going with,
Yeah.
and even
And
the
that's
way
why
she,
I
go
wonder,
ahead.
was that it?
The way she was talking real slow. Like I understand she was like she may want to leave, but she was talking real slow. Like I'm not totally sure, but I trusted my husband. She's trusted him all this time, but
Mhm.
yeah, she may be thinking I done waited all these years or months or whatever before we finally got home to finally get what I've been waiting for, and can want to get it more. But in the same aspect, though, I think she's really afraid that if she sat here and did tell him no, that he may change on her, and so you end up doing what you may not actually think is right or logical just to make sure you keep them around. And
Or was that hammer? Sometimes the hammer will make you do things. I'm with Reese on this one. I think it was the hammer.
Yeah, because I don't think he's abusive. I don't. I don't think he's abusive.
oh
Um,
no,
and he could be, and we don't know, but I don't think he is. Um,
no.
but that was coming off as like an abusive, like almost like you. It was a cry for help, like hey, I'm outside for real. Actually, if you come outside, you see my black
Mhm.
eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, like she told him,
Yeah.
I have to go sign documents to quit. And he's like, go sign them and come back. She's driving there, and it's like, hey guys, I'm quitting, but it's really a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it
What
felt like.
was the smirk? Was
No, no,
that
no,
for
no,
extra
no, no.
confirmation?
If we didn't see the smirk, I'm saying this is what it
Mhm.
could be. If you on the other side, and then if this is really an
Okay.
abusive relationship, this is her going there like, please come help me. I'm outside. I'm scared if I get out, he might have followed me, just come and look at my face and see my black eyes. But it's like it just didn't make sense that she got dressed, did her makeup, put her scrubs on, wasted her gas, drove all the way to the job or drove somewhere to say, I quit today. Basically, if you quit today, you're not coming in to work. If
Mhm.
I quit today, I'm not working today. Because that's giving you a 1 day notice. No, I said I quit today. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I give you a 1 day notice. I'll work today,
But you
I quit tomorrow.
something else. Maybe she was on her lunch break and she was about to return back to work. It was like, F this. I ain't going back in there today.
Oh, and maybe that's why it looked like he was. Did it look like he called T.R. or did it look like she called him?
But I thought she called him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might have saw that wrong. Then.
But I still say
It's
she
just
was
weird.
contemplating, and that's why she, even if let's say she went there, or if it was lunch break, the just to me, something like she was contemplating, and not even the abuse of him purposely trying to abuse her, but just her mindset of some people they have this idea that I'm sitting here, I got a man that I think is really fine, I'm sitting here with X amount of kids, and I might not be able to find someone like this again. So if he sits here and tells me I need to go bark like a dog, I will do it
Yeah.
just so I can keep him. That wouldn't be his original intent, but she's just so caught up that I finally have someone in this guy's dreaming, and and she's smirking because it's against her better judgment. She's like, I don't think this is the best idea, but if I don't do it, then I'm sitting here with an extra kid on the way, baby daddy. I don't want that, so I'm going to do everything I can to keep him.
Maybe because them kids look like they all got 3 dads, 3 different dads. I could be wrong. It
Hmm.
might just be two, but
But you're saying
they
there's
all
no,
look different.
I think
Yeah,
there could be one baby daddy.
they all look different. None of them look
Yeah,
alike. And I ain't saying that all of them have to, but none of them resemble. At least two of them could resemble. None of them look like. So I'm
right.
like, I don't know.
If they had two dads, three dads, or the same dad, you just to think that you're gonna have another kid from another broken home, yeah,
With another dad that leaves,
yeah.
but he don't
So
give off the vibe that he leaving though. He don't. It just seemed like he
But
just was
we,
like, I need
yeah.
help. Like,
But I mean, it just depends upon her insecurity level.
yeah.
right.
You know.
Yeah, and then like what's weird too is like, and this is just going off of that Instagram post I saw where they were like, "Oh, his music is whack, it's weak," and then like she posted like she posted it, and everybody was saying how it was weak, and then somebody else defended him, and then she like put hearts or something under it, but then they're like, "Chick, you supposed to be defending him." Like, what are you doing? So maybe it's like she really is super insecure and she's not really happy. Maybe she don't really like it, and that was just her way of kind of defending him without being mean. But to me, with the if I can quit my job, man, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna be
cheering you
gassing
on for
his
everything.
music up, no matter
Yeah,
how trash it is.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
we need a
I can
check.
listen to it and be like, yeah, gonna make it.
But
But on the outside, I'm like, yeah, post that. That's garbage. You garbage.
I know.
That's trash. You smell like trash.
Like
my
I'm
man,
pulling
Go on
off
there.
from the look when I pull off from the job, I turn it up extra loud and then pull off. Like,
They like, what? Why would you even listen to that? Who's bumping that?
you
Freaking
just
shut
mad
up.
because my
Keep it
man
going.
can got the best rhyme with an accordion and a ukulele. You just mad.
But
Okay.
I don't think lyrically he's just straight garbage. I don't like what he said in the thing. A little bit was garbage. A little bit was good, which would in turn make him be. He's probably okay.
He's
Not the
probably
best, but
he's not bad.
he could
I
be
mean,
okay. It's just that whole I came about the journey UFO. I was like, I didn't get that, but maybe I need to hear the next line.
it's probably like Ludacris does, be using a lot of
No,
metaphors and
but
symbols.
You can't even do that,
But
Luda.
I'm
Not
trying.
Luda. Like
I'm
Luda.
trying. But
I,
I'll say if he came out saying 2000, 2005, it may have been a hit, but because
That's what I'm
today
saying. But you
it's
coming out in
more
a
about the
mumble
beat.
rap
It
era.
don't matter what you say.
Mhm.
Then it's just the era of today and what's being pushed.
Now, what can save him is that I saw he switched from rapping to singing, and I'm like, you can use that, and even put that
Yeah.
little auto tune on it, and they'll
Hmm.
eat that up. He could actually rap sing with auto tune. Probably braid his hair, and then people probably go crazy because they're like, "Oh, he's fine." And listen to this; it sounds so good. Like
Call
I
him
mean,
pain.
he's got a look if he like when he comb his hair because when he don't comb his hair just be looking crazy. 'Cause he got very pretty
yeah,
hair.
he's a nice looking guy.
Yeah, but his hair
Um,
just like they'll show him and his hair just wild. It's like, dude, so much potential with that hair. Like you can just wet it and it'll be curly.
yeah, like one day
Pull it in a
Justine had
ponytail.
braided it for him and it looked really nice. She should
Yeah,
braid it more
he can pull it back in a ponytail. Like you got good hair. It's pretty. It's thick and it's long. You got beautiful
She
hair.
keep messing it up.
Do more.
often.
So it's like he got the potential because he can kind of hold a tune and you add that little auto tune to it, then that makes you a true singer apparently. Um,
T-Pain.
Young people like that stuff,
Hmm.
and put the right beat and all that stuff. It can be catchy because although I made fun of lifestyles, that was a catchy song. It just I don't know what it said, and a couple of the lyrics that I ever heard, the actual lyrics, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go back to the mumble because it's more. It's more. It was
You
better.
know you was into lifestyle. I remember you singing it.
No, no,
I,
no. No, but I'm saying when I read some of the lyrics, I was like, oh,
we read the lyrics together and you still liked it.
yeah. But I'm no, and remember I said, oh, let's just mumble it. Cause it felt better to just be like the lifestyle. Cause the real words is like that's kind of a little garbage.
Yeah.
But when you mumbled it, it's like, oh, it's not lifestyle. Get
Speak of.
in, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Whereas you hear the real words, you like, why would you say that? But that didn't make sense.
It don't have to
There's
make
a couple
sense.
lyrics that I could even just say that I'm like, I'm not gonna say it, but I was like, why would you put that in a song? Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. But the song was catchy. So with that being said, he could make it. He just may have to change his
So
style.
you're saying that Jerome could have a point that maybe he can go into the studio and bang out a banger?
Mm-hmm. He could. Now, will he make? He could be a one hit wonder. He just got to do it right. If he do it right, he's right. He could. He one hit. He can make them rich, and he be good because it's true. Look at Vanilla Ice. If he had did what he did back in this day and age, what he did back in what the 80s or whatever, he'd
Mm-hmm.
be richer. But obviously back then they weren't making that much money. So when you start calculating money up now, like it's just harder because people getting paid a lot more now than what they was getting paid back then for some one hit wonder
It's
songs.
it's funny you
And
had brought up Milli Vanilli. I had saw a meme where
Oh
it
no,
said,
I say Vanilla Ice, didn't
Vanilla
I?
Ice.
"Oh," it made me think
But
about
Milli
Milli
Vanilli, that's
Vanilli.
another one. They had like what a couple
Yeah,
hits, although it
I
wasn't their
had saw.
hits.
I guess I thought about them because I had saw a meme and it said Milli Vanilli is side eyeing everybody on TikTok right now
Yes.
Wow.
because
Current no some
everybody's lip syncing on TikTok.
Oh.
yeah.
Like they got in trouble. Yeah.
But another reason why Vanilla Ice would make it today and didn't make it then was then it was more about lyrical content, about what you
Mhm.
said, and also being real and writing your own stuff. Now you don't write your own stuff. You don't have to even sing your own stuff, and you get credit for it. Vanilla Ice,
Mhm.
he faked
J
what he was
Lo,
doing. It was okay. Huh?
look at J Lo. Half of her music, it ain't even her singing
Cause
it.
look, everybody can't be no R. Kelly. Which, granted, I know that's the unspoken person, but when you think lyrically, for somebody who couldn't read,
Okay, now that Cerise wants. Okay, now that Reese wants the live to get shut down.
okay, so I'm saying that in the sense that that man was a lyrical genius for somebody who could not read and write or whatever. But that man, when he made a hit, he made a hit. Even after the fact, you would hear something, you like stop it. Because even now, what's that joint where they like, what's that song? Legs shaking.
Mm-hmm.
I really when I hear that TikTok, I'm like, no. When I saw him in it, I'm like, no, it's Gary Kelly in it. I'm like, no, no, no. But it's like, uh, uh.
Oh, you just had to do the dance.
You know, but I'm saying, like, literally, you hear it and it's like, oh my gosh, that beat is so R. Kelly though. Real talk, it's so
Yeah, I
him.
mean he's a musical genius
He
by
is,
all means.
he is, and it's like, but you don't have people like him. Well, there's other good singers and people who are lyrically good, but it seems like everybody who is, there's something wrong.
Yeah, something wrong with him. Michael Jackson, whomever. I mean,
I
whomever
mean,
is
even Chris
great.
Brown,
That's how
all
I'm
of them,
saying
like
something wrong.
they all have like either legal issues or I don't know.
Family issues, personal issues,
Yeah.
daycare issues, middle school, wherever you want to go.
Yeah. So
Alrighty.
it's hard, but for him in a limited space, I hope the best for him, and hopefully she can get her job back if
If
he
things don't
needs.
work out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the show this week. Thank you for stopping by. Check us out again next week. We'll be back doing another recap because I think next week is going to be the season finale or that next one because the new season starts on the 28th. So that's like in what 2 weeks? Because February is a very short month. So yeah, so come back and check us out. We'll be here talking about love after lockup. So thank you for watching, and until next time, friends. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe before you leave. Bye.